Hey there. Have you ever felt stuck when trying to speak English? You know the words, you understand the grammar, but when it's time to speak, your mind freezes. You translate in your head, but by the time you find the right words, the moment is gone. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of English learners face the same challenge. But what if I told you there's a way to fix this? A way to speak English smoothly, naturally, and confidently, without hesitation, without translation, without overthinking? The secret is not learning more grammar. It's not memorizing more words. It's something much more powerful. It's training your brain to think in English. And today I'm going to take you on a journey that will change the way you learn and speak English forever. By the end of this video, you will have the tools to stop translating and start thinking in English like a native speaker. So get comfortable, stay focused, and let's begin. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are in a small cafe in London. The air smells of fresh coffee, and the quiet hum of English conversation surrounds you. You feel excited. This is your chance to practice your English in a real situation. Suddenly, a friendly stranger sitting next to you turns and asks, "Hey, what brings you to London?" You smile, but then something happens. Your heart starts beating faster. You know the words. You've studied English for years. You understand what they're saying. But when you try to respond, your mind freezes. You hear the question again in your head, but it's like your brain is working in slow motion. You are translating each word, trying to piece them together into an English sentence. But by the time you find the right words, the conversation has already moved on. The stranger looks at you, waiting, and you feel embarrassed. You wish you could answer quickly, smoothly, without thinking so hard. But right now it feels impossible. You sigh and think to yourself, why is speaking English so hard? This is the struggle of millions of English learners. They spend years learning vocabulary, memorizing grammar rules, passing exams, and yet when it's time to speak, they hesitate. They feel stuck, slow, and frustrated. But why does this happen? And more importantly, how can you fix it? The answer is simple. You need to train your brain to think in English. Imagine if, instead of translating, the answer just came to you instantly, without effort. Imagine speaking with confidence, without hesitation, without searching for words. Imagine feeling like English is just another language your brain naturally uses. That's not a dream. It's a skill you can develop, and today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Let me tell you a story about a young man named Adam. Adam had always been a great student. He loved learning, and English was his favorite subject in school. He spent hours memorizing vocabulary lists, studying grammar books, and practicing reading comprehension. He passed all his exams with high scores, but whenever he tried to speak, something strange happened. The words didn't come out naturally. He had to pause, translate in his head, and carefully structure his sentences before speaking. His classmates laughed at his slow responses. Even though he knew he was intelligent, he felt stupid when speaking English. One day, his teacher noticed his frustration and gave him a challenge. Adam, for 1 week, I want you to stop translating. I want you to think in English. Every time you see something, don't think of the word in your language. Think of it directly in English. When you wake up, say to yourself, I am getting out of bed. When you eat breakfast, say, I am drinking tea. When you go outside, say, the sun is bright today. Adam thought this was a strange exercise, but he decided to try it. The first day was hard. His brain wanted to translate. But on the second day, it became a little easier. By the end of the week, something amazing happened. He started feeling English instead of thinking about it. His responses became faster, his sentences more natural, and his confidence started to grow. He realized something powerful. Speaking English fluently wasn't about knowing more words. It was about training his brain to think in English. This simple shift changed everything for Adam, and it can change everything for you too. The reason most people struggle with speaking is that they think in their native language first. Every time you hear a question, your brain follows this slow process. First, you understand it in English, then you translate it into your language. Then you think of an answer, and finally, you translate that answer back into English before speaking. That's why it feels slow. But native speakers don't do this. They hear the question and respond instantly. Why? Because they think in English. The moment you start training your brain to do the same, your fluency will improve dramatically. But how do you do it? How do you stop translating and start thinking directly in English? The answer is small, daily habits that rewire your brain. Imagine you are walking down the street. Instead of thinking in your language, look around and describe what you see in English. The sky is blue, the road is busy, there's a man walking his dog. At first, this might feel unnatural, but with practice, it will become automatic. This technique is called naming objects. When Adam started doing this, his brain stopped searching for translations. English words became his first thought, not his second. Another powerful technique is describing your actions. Whatever you are doing, say it in English. When you wake up, say, I am waking up, I am stretching my arms, I am making coffee. The more you do this, the more your brain will get used to thinking in English first. And here's an advanced trick. Talk to yourself. This might sound funny, but it's incredibly effective. Have conversations with yourself in English. Ask yourself questions. What should I wear today? Then answer, I think I'll wear my blue shirt. This simple habit forces your brain to generate English sentences quickly, which is exactly what you need for fluency. Another technique Adam used was the 5-minute English thinking challenge. He set a timer for 5 minutes and forced himself to think only in English during that time. No translations, no switching to his native language, just pure English thinking. The first time he tried, it felt difficult. But after a few days, 5 minutes turned into 10, then 20. Eventually, he stopped needing the timer because English had become his natural way of thinking. You can do this too. Try setting a timer today and challenge yourself to think only in English. Describe what you're doing, plan your day, or even imagine conversations. The key is consistency. Small daily habits will lead to big results. But there's one more step that makes all of this easier: immersion. If you want to think in English, you need to surround yourself with English. Even if you don't live in an English-speaking country, you can create an English environment around you. Change your phone settings to English. Listen to English podcasts while you cook. Watch English movies without subtitles. Follow English-speaking influencers on social media. The more you expose yourself to English, the faster your brain will adapt. Remember, your brain learns from what it sees and hears every day. If you fill your world with English, your mind will naturally start thinking in English. Now let's go back to that cafe in London. Imagine yourself there again. The friendly stranger turns to you and asks, Hey, what brings you to London? But this time, something is different. You don't translate. You don't hesitate. You just speak. You smile and say, I love traveling. London is beautiful. I'm here to explore. And in that moment, you realize you're fluent. Not because you memorized more words, not because you studied more grammar, but because you trained your brain to think in English. And that is the true secret to fluency. So the more you practice, the more natural it will become. Imagine a future where you speak English effortlessly, where words flow without hesitation, where confidence replaces fear. That future starts today. But remember, consistency is the key. So I challenge you, start applying these techniques right now. Pick one exercise and try it today. Keep going, and you will see amazing results. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to keep improving your English every day, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson. I have so many exciting learning journeys planned for you, and I don't want you to miss out. And of course, share this video with your friends who are also learning English. Together, we can make English learning fun and easy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay motivated, keep learning, and remember, fluency is closer than you think. See you soon.